Well, good afternoon again. I think we all need to take a collective deep breath. So first of all, let's inhale, then exhale, and just focus on the present. Right? Hard part's out of the way. Have another inhale, then exhale, and focus on just feeling your feet on the ground, being here to celebrate the class of 2022. I want to start, let's start over here on the left, and I apologize, I don't know anyone's name in that first row, but we're going to do the wave. I mean, why not? That's what, we're not. We're going to do the wave. So on 3, if I can have the first folks here, start with the wave, we're just going to roll it all the way down, okay? And maybe, and that was going all the way down, it's going all the way back, at least once. Does that sound good? You got it? You guys can start. 1, 2, 3, wave it. Go, 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 go. Students. Yeah. Now come back. Yes, all right. There we go. Nice work. All credit for that goes to Penn Steel, for the record. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to our Baccalaureate celebration. My name is Bill Webb, and I'm honored and proud to serve as the 8th head of Fountain Valley School. Yesterday, the class of 2022 arrived back from the class of 1969 mountain campus, where they spent the week immersed in the incredible Rocky Mountain landscape during their senior seminar. On Wednesday evening, they held the candlelight ceremony, a time-honored FBS tradition, which marks the culmination of the senior seminar and, in many ways, the closing of this chapter as students at Fountain Valley School. The candlelight ceremony can be a deeply reflective and emotional experience, especially given all that these students and this community have endured over the course of the last few years and the last few minutes. And it beautifully illustrates the self-knowledge, gratitude, and grit shared by the students as they relay their stories and reflections. Seniors, I am so incredibly proud of each and every one of you for the adaptation you exhibited, the adversity you've overcome, and the growth you have faced, not only as individuals, but as a collective and cohesive community. I know we've all heard the same sentence over and over and over, but the last 3 years have been strange, to say the least. In fact, up until last week, we weren't sure if all of you would be able to attend Baccalaureate today and commencing tomorrow due to the swiftly evolving global travel policies in some of your own countries. I know that many of you were feeling the pressure of these constantly shifting circumstances, which are certainly indicative of the seemingly endless nature of the pandemic that shall not be named. But the funny thing about being human is that all things which in the moment might feel endless almost always do come to an end. High school, for example. Even through the years unburdened by the pandemic, high school has always had this way of dragging on and on until one day it draws to a close. And while the uncertainties of the last few weeks certainly brought with them a measure of stress, the grace and flexibility with which you all reacted is yet another testament to your fortitude and adaptability in the face of all difficult circumstances. I hope these challenges also brought with them some perspective as your time as students at FBS draws to a close. You have all left an impression on me, and you have left your mark on the school during a defining chapter in our history. And I thank you for your openness, your perseverance, and your courage. Let's put our hands together for our students. So, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, and all the family members and friends who are with us this afternoon. On behalf of the Fountain Valley School community, I want to thank you all as well. Thank you for your commitment to the current and future success of these graduates. The education in which you have invested has provided them with a foundation of courage, compassion, curiosity, self-reliance, and open-mindedness upon which they will firmly stand for the rest of their lives. The support and encouragement you have continually given your students and our school are both admirable and appreciated, and they have not gone unnoticed. So without further ado, let us now celebrate the class of 2022 and all that they have accomplished in their time here at Fountain Valley School. So, in version 1.0, we had a piano that Cynthia was going to accompany Ivy here, and we have done a wonderful job of adjusting and doing our best with technology. So, we're going to have a musical performance by Ivy Lou, class of 2024, with, I think, Cynthia rocking the DJ. So, here we go. Ivy, please come on up. I don't understand if you're by yourself. Come on, okay, we're gonna keep working on technology. We're gonna keep the program moving, and we can't have technology figured out. That's like. All right, we're gonna press pause on that and keep going. Put your hands together, please. We're given daily reminders every day that we can't control so much of what happens in life. I'm sure I can see eyes rolling already from the students here for a long time. But we can't control how we respond to it. We have to choose our attitude and do the best we can with that because we're good. That's what we're doing here. Thank you, and the teams that figured that out. So we're going to move on to some words about this year's senior seminar. By Mr. Reynolds. So Mr. Reynolds, if you could please come on up and share some words.
I'm used to there being a mic stand. But there's not something. And believe it or not, that's the theme. When I got home from 4 days of senior seminar, I went to etymology.com and looked up the word pivot. I was hoping for some fascinating tidbit to share with you, but the roots are not that thrilling. It comes from the old French word for a hinge pin, and it may have related to scissors or some kind of shearing tool. It was interesting to discover from both Miriam and his friend Webster that the first definition is a noun related to a pin on which something turns. I was familiar with the basketball term pivot, and of course, we all have become friends with the verb, especially during the pandemic, as in the school pivoted to online learning and other sordid uses. Of course, I was interested in the word because we had to pivot during our 4 days in the mountains. After driving up to the class of 1969 mountain campus near Buena Vista and eating a yummy dinner in reminiscing, we slept well but awoke to 8 inches of fresh snow. It was beautiful. The pines draped with their snowy weight. Every straight surface was rounded. But it was dreadful. How would we drive? When would it melt? Who had boots? After a brief phone call with the Slider Ranger District, and after hearing about the treacherous road conditions and prediction for more snow, we canceled the work. Side note, when you tell a group of seniors that they're not going to do hard labor for a day, they're pretty excited. And so we pivoted to board games, chess, cards, Uno, naps, walks, and long talks. But by midday, the Colorado sun burst forth and quickly melted the snow. So we pivoted and offered a trip to the bustling yet quaint town of Salida for thrift stores, coffee, ice cream, and the Arkansas River. The next morning dawned sunny and brilliant. We got ourselves ready for a day of work, and then we quickly realized that some of us had become sick. So we pivoted. We drove some people to a hospital, and we drove the rest of us to the Buena Vista to do community service. We met with the Buena Vista single-track coalition to maintain and improve a short bike trail in town known as a pump track, and we worked on nearby hiking trails. The work was physical and honest. Students cleaned the track of rocks and weeds. They used rakes and pickaxes, and they learned the differences between a McCloud and a squid. They used their muscles in the open air, and it was so much better than filling in little circles on the SAT. And as they worked, a group of elementary school-aged children had their first lesson on the bike track. Another Fountain Valley group hiked up a steep trail and used rock bars to maneuver an 800-pound boulder. It had fallen on the trail in the snowstorm the previous night. They first dug a hole, and then they coaxed, persuaded, cajoled, and grunted that rock for 35 minutes. Then they hiked farther up the hill and reestablished the trail by building irrigation ditches and removing down trees. Around lunch the second day, we learned that our 2 students had COVID. We pivoted to some rapid tests and then continued to work after lunch. The physical labor of making a new bike trail kept our minds and bodies busy. So, in a way, this senior seminar was about pivoting, as life during the pandemic has been. If we can get used to such changes, such vicissitudes, we might be a bit happier. Because life rarely goes according to plans. As a comedian once wrote, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. I think one of the reasons we love routine, schedules, and predictability is because life is rarely that way. Life is chaotic and unpredictable. If we can become comfortable in the pivot, comfortable with change and adaptation, we can find the sailing smoother. In a way, the senior seminar mirrored the senior's high school career with various glories, challenges, and pivots. Your children are becoming experts at pivoting, and this fact may help them in the long run. A organized senior seminar required many hands, and I would like to thank a few people. First, thanks to Juan and the dining hall staff for supplying us with crates and crates of food. Second, to my fellow faculty, including Sam Harrison, Lee Knuckles, Penny Steele, Sadie Benberg, Kevin Ray, and the man who cooked all the food, Nathan Everhart, plus our amazing bus driver, Bob Wade, and finally, please put your hands together for the seniors themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reynolds. And thank you to all the faculty members who gave their time to support the class of 2022 economic class. Community Council President Mia Sanchez will now introduce this year's Baccalaureate speaker, Holly Marie, who was chosen by the class of 2022 to address us here today. Mia?
Chosen by the class of 2022. Ms. Marie wears many hats at Fountain Valley. She serves as the house director of Valentine and as an advisor. She teaches a variety of theater classes, and in addition, she directs 3 plays every year. During our time at Fountain Valley, Ms. Marie rescued her mother, and she lives on campus with her daughter and husband. In all she does at Fountain Valley, Ms. Marie brings her incredible energy, enthusiasm, and talent. From her work organizing Student Night Out to the countless hours she spends behind the scenes making our theater program possible, Ms. Marie works tirelessly year-round to ensure that we have opportunities to learn, grow, and have fun. The class of 2022 is incredibly grateful for her contribution to Fountain Valley. Ms. Marie helps students to break out of their shells and learn to express their true selves on stage. In every show she directs, she creates a community where each student is appreciated and encouraged to share their talents. Without further ado, Ms. Marie.
I want you to know that my heart blows like ET every time I interact with Mia. For the parents that don't know her, the parents that don't know Mia, she is warmth personified. Woo! Hello, beautiful class of 2022. You're like gorgeous. I love seeing you here, and I just want you to know that this image of you is going to be held dear in my heart forever. I'm still completely bewildered as to why you would think it is appropriate for me to speak in a formal setting. There are some legendary mentors to choose from up here. Gusty could tell us about climbing some of the world's most majestic mountains. He could teach us to fall in love with nature and how to live a fruitful and intentional life. But no, we should ask that broad that just stuck 2 kids on stage in front of them with whoopee cushions and made them hug it out to all of her. She's going to bring the ideal message this evening. Miss Green, she could paint a Bob Ross style kid in 10 minutes, all while teaching us to embrace adventure. Or Mr. Everhart, with his perfect EQ, could bring us all to tears and teach us to see the good in the world. And then he'd have you look under your seats, your benches, and whatever, and you'd see that he had handcrafted a soap that meets each of your individual pH balances. Makar, yours would be named petrichor. That means the smell of rain, and that's an actual soap he makes. Because Mr. Everhart is the real life Samwise Gamgee, and he teaches all these Frodo Bagginses that there's still good in the world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. But no, let's get that noisy day that made us shake the ping pong balls out of our conscience and Student Night Out. She's gonna give us the tools we need to survive in this big bad world. I regret to tell you, I don't have any sage wisdom to share, but what I know is mainly theater stuff, so buckle up, you get to be honorary thespians today. One of the most terrifying chapters in theater is improv. A commonly used phrase in the improv world is it feels exactly like you are looking someone directly in the eye and jumping out of a plane together and building your parachute on the way down. And that's exactly what you're going to do in life's scary chapters that are yet to come. Find the people who have your back And when you're scared, look them in the eye and just be in it together. Because it really helps. When I arrived at Mountain Valley, my first day with the kids was with the freshman class, doing team building activities. So on a very hot August day, 40-something 14-year-olds all gathered together for the first time in an air-conditioned dining hall. And they were so excited, and they were so new. They were new to the world of Fountain Valley and personal hygiene. And they were put into small groups, and as they chatted awkwardly and small talk and shared stories of my girlfriend back home, they noticed that there was a big mound of individually wrapped bubblegum pieces on their table. They were then instructed, not by me, to unwrap them, chew it up, take it back out, and mold it into a beautiful team sculpture that represented Fountain Valley's core values. Now keep in mind, this is years before COVID was even the tiniest glimmer in the eye of alleged lovesick bat. But giggles and gasps rose through the dining hall as the students handed each other their chewed up gum and fashioned together stunning works of art. A gentle brontosaurus to represent courage. A lumpy human head with the brain partially exposed reminded us to be open-minded. I share all of this and hope that you see yourselves today the way that I see you. Each one of you walks around this place as a brilliant, fully realized bubblegum sculpture molded with love and hard work and a little bit of saliva from the people who've invested in it. Your entire being is a mosaic of love composed of pieces that you chose to absorb from the people around you. I myself am a bubblegum sculpture. Lindy stuck her gum on me when she inspired me to be a person in the room, or to be the reason the person in the room feels included. Emma, my precious advisor, taught me to be a human sparkler and that the work has to be passionate. Jack and Linda, you taught me to smile from the heart. Caroline, you taught me to be true to myself. Annabelle taught me to question the norm and be a benevolent agitator for change. Mia taught me that if somebody's within 50 feet of you on campus, it's not that hard to check in with them and make their day. And Wiley, you taught me to make the work fun, and that snowball's the best thrown indoors. When your teacher is least expecting it. And that if you're really, really kind, and the cast and crew will forgive an almost endless amount of nervous flatulence passed in the tiny confines of the backstage area. Thank you, Robert. Community is messy, and community is vital. You are sitting here today because someone changed thousands of your diapers. Someone loved you enough to put in 18 years of tireless work on your moral compass. People in this gym made your meals. They went to your games. They cheered for you. And they taught you every tiny detail of how to take care of yourself, how to tie your shoes. And they even had conversations that you didn't want to have because they loved you enough. Because you didn't enjoy every piece of gum that's been stuck on you. Did you get it to work? No? Okay. You didn't enjoy every piece of gum that's been stuck on you. When your advisor says, okay, kid, we're going to practice having crucial conversations one more time. You probably groaned and rolled your eyes so far back into your head that you could see your brain. But that was then sticking a big fat piece of gum on you. And your future relationships are going to be stronger and healthier because of that piece of gum. Every time that Claire Brown goes to one of your performances or games and she screams so hard that her lungs tula, that is her fostering that voice in your head. It's going to say to you, years from now, you have something worth sharing. Yay! You can hear her sing after this. Claire is telling you, you have something worth sharing. Keep creating. the arena, I hope you understand that you did not become the healthy and capable people that you are today without continuous care and love and contributions from all of these people around you. So now, you're these big, beautiful, sugary combinations. What are you gonna do? Now's the fun part. You're gonna go build new communities. You get to keep working on your mosaic, and you get to choose who you want to surround yourself with. And I hope you build a community full of people that challenge you and inspire you. Create that little nest of people that have your back, the kind of people that you want looking into your eyes when you have to jump out of the plane. And also, you're going to nurture yourself next year, because you know how. You understand that your diet isn't just the food you eat, it's what you scroll through. It's the conversations you choose to have. It's the people you choose to spend time with. Each time you meet a new friend or mentor next year, I want you to ask yourself, do I want their gum on me? The next thing you're going to do in this big bad world is just keep making intentional choices. If I had the half moon glasses and the wicked beard, I tell you, it's our choices, Harry. They show who we truly are, for what our abilities. But I have a perfect vision, and one chin hair does not open the door gate. So, I'm not talking about the big choices, like what to major in, or who to love, or where to apply for work. Those are going to reveal themselves to you in time. I'm talking about these minuscule choices that we sometimes forget to make. Like choosing to be present at the breakfast table with your parents, choosing to be interested when your sibling talks about Bitcoin or their LARPing career. Your life isn't going to be your interim trips or amazing vacations or the awards that you may or may not get tonight or a giant promotion at work. Don't get me wrong, those things are awesome, but they're really rare. The vast majority of your life is going to be all about these tiny, mundane details and how they all add up. What do you do when you're bored for a moment? What are you going to do in the conversations in the car ride home with your parents tomorrow? The meals together, the FaceTimes, your thought process as you walk across the campus next year to class. They all add up, so please live presently and treat those moments like the precious gifts they are. Since plays are what I know, I will share from one that's dear to me. It's called Our Town by Thornton Wilder. We watch and we fall in love with the main character, Emily. As she grows up, she falls in love and she gets married. And in the third act, she dies. Spoiler alert. And as she's laid to rest, she asks if she can just go back and visit a date in her life, just for a minute. And the other deceased all warn her not to go because it's just too heartbreaking. She decides to revisit her 8th birthday, and the scene builds as she watches her mother rush around the kitchen and her father and brother walk past her, and it all comes to a halt and she can't take it anymore, and she yells at her mother, "Mom, would you just look at me for a minute, 1 minute, as though you really saw me?" Sorry. In a minute, I'm going to need a sentimental inner woman to give me a tissue. She says, "Mom, could you just look at me for a second as though you just really saw me?" Because she knows that there's only a few fleeting moments that they're going to be all together and all well. And she wishes they had been more present for it. So she goes back up the hill to her grave. And she weeps, and she says goodbye to ticking clocks, and warm baths, and waking up, and her mom's sunflowers. And Emily asks, "Did any humans ever realize life while they live it? Every minute." So as you pack up tomorrow, and you get in your cars, and you walk out of the Adobe buildings for the last time, just take in the details of this place. The love notes on the glass of the CC. The spike ball nets where they cursed each other out. And I pretended like I couldn't hear it. The grassy quad where you laid with your friends in comfortable sunny silence. As you leave, look at your friend or roommate or advisor dead in the eyes, and then give them a good, solid, rip-cracking hug that says, I see you and I friggin' love you. And as you journey into your summer and your adventures next fall, know that you've got this. You know how to be present, so just keep doing it. You already know how to build a community that suits you. You know how to make choices. And you're going to make wrong ones too, because the mistakes you make are going to be the most valuable pieces of gum on your back. Your journey will look nothing like mine and nothing like your parents, but still, you've got this. And when it's all too much, or too hard, or too scary, find the person that has your back, look them in the eye, and just keep building the scene. We love you so much, class of 2022. We are so proud of you. Now go share your gum with people.
Another reminder of how smart and thoughtful the class of 2022 is. It's like Olive for speaker. That was awesome. I don't think this is my favorite. I'm just saying that. We'll see also. All right, we're gonna go around two years and see how it works. We're going to test on the music, John, see how it goes. We're good? Yeah. All right, Abby, come on.
A little bit.
How about that, huh? Yeah. You're alive to sing. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you, entire team, for making that work. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mia, for the lovely introduction. And again, this is great for those lovely, timely, incredibly heartfelt words. Wonderful job. At the end of every school year, the Fountain Valley School faculty honors students who have realized significant achievements across the curriculum. It is my pleasure this afternoon, on behalf of the faculty, to recognize some of these students. We will begin with awards granted by the Arts Department. The Green Baggett Award is presented each year in memory of Green Baggett, class of 1976, who found the theater to be a special place of fulfillment during his time about the school years. Green's father, Bryce Baggett, created the award to be given to a student who, during their school career, made the greatest achievement or improvement in the dramatic arts. This year's Green Baggett Award goes to our most active culture center in the theater department. She cares deeply about each student in the cast and crew and goes to great lengths to improve their experience. She sees each performance as a gift to the community and works tirelessly to make sure each play is a wonderful experience for the audience. From her dedication, selflessness, and deep empathy, this year's award goes to Lindy Pinkley. The Robo Awards, given by the Arts Department, in memory of David Robo, class of 1968, to the student who has demonstrated excellence in the performing arts, not just as a performer, but as one who has worked behind the scenes to help make the arts an important part of the lives of our community. This year's Robo Award is given to the student who handles the crew's most tedious and stressful job with a steady hand. He executes hundreds of sound cues of all different levels and intricacies with ease by practicing tirelessly and taking detailed notes. He is sometimes called an octopus for how many buttons and sliders he can control at once with perfect execution. His attention to detail, sense of humor, and dedication to making each performance sound perfectly will be greatly missed next year. This year's Rumbaugh Award is presented with great appreciation to Nicholas Lee. The Photography Award is presented to a student who has distinguished themselves by using the camera as an extension of their mind to share the way they see and interpret the world. But pushing a button on the camera is only the start of the creative and expressive process for some photographers. A photographer has the power to be as much of an artist as any printer or sculptor. This year's recipient of the Photography Award has demonstrated a unique passion for the art and the process of photography throughout his time here at FES, exploring many facets of the medium while honing his photographic voice along the way. This student has grown to exemplify what it means to truly be a photographer. In his pursuits, he also became a mainstay for our school marketing team, who consisted of a yearbook contributor and a photography icon here on the prairie, complete with ghillie suit. No joke. His work has been featured in past bulletins, and keep your eye out for his photo feature in this coming bulletin. As he moves forward in pursuing his passion with some of the foremost masters of the art form at Bard College, it is our pleasure to grant this year's Photography Award to Francis Hill. The musical award is presented by the Arts Department to the performer who has delighted the audience with talent and inspired fellow performers with hard work and high standards. This year's award goes to a student who's been dedicated to learning and improving her skills since her first musical. Whether it was giving her free blocks or extra time on the weekend, she remained dedicated to making the musical beautiful. Her presence has made our rehearsals a warm and welcoming environment. For her love of the work and the joy that she spreads, this year's musical award goes to Linda Mann. The John W. Emery Music Award is given in memory of John W. Emery, class of 1944, former member of the Board of Trustees and father of archivist, former dean of faculty, and history teacher Jake Emery, class of 1971. John Emery's lifelong love of and appreciation for music began in Fountain Valley School. The Emery Award is presented annually to a student whose appreciation for music and creative potential have been most awakened by participating in the Fountain Valley School Music Club. This year's Emery Award recipient has been involved in at least one, and usually two, music classes all 4 years during her time at Fountain Valley School. She shares her talent between the choir and the orchestra and helps in whatever capacity is needed in the music department. One of her teachers remarked, "There are countless times when I think, I don't know what I would do without this student." This year's Emery Award recipient is Leylin Johnson. The Kids in Music Award is presented to a musician who consistently demonstrates self-discipline, effort, and devotion both in the classroom, in the practice room, and on the stage. This music student is definitely one to keep an eye on for the top of the music charts. He has participated in multiple music classes throughout his 4 years at Fountain Valley School, been an upstate in Proctor for the music room, offered his help to beginning music students, and started band during the lunch hour. You may find him playing acoustic guitar, drums, jazz piano, bass, electric guitar, all while composing his own music. The recipient of the 2022 Kitson Music Award is Ben Jim. Ben already has a rock star hair. This is after I'm kind of jealous. At this time, were we in the tent, we would have heard the incredible talents of Will Garza, who would have performed a piece for us. Unfortunately, I didn't do that today. But let's put our hands together for Will Garza. Well, you can take that up with Mr. Messina. He was too lazy to carry the piano. The Creative Writing Award is given by the English department to honor a student's love of both poetry and prose. The Creative Writing Award is presented to a talented writer in recognition of her creative excellence. This young scholar writes creative poems that have been recognized in local competitions. She has a keen eye as editor for the Baccalaureate magazine and inspires others to write creatively. This year's Creative Writing Award goes to Elisa Lee. At this time, our assistant head of school, Senor Rafael Lucino, will induct the new members of the Cum Laude Society. Senor Lucino, will you come up?
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Cum Laude Awards recognize the members of the graduating class and junior class who distinguish themselves through their scholastic achievement and have thus gained admission to the Cum Laude Society. Each year, we may elect up to 20% of the graduating class and up to 10% of the junior class. The goal of the society is to promote learning and sound scholarship in secondary schools. It is the duty of current Cum Laude committee members to identify candidates in the senior and junior classes and to elect into the society those students who have most distinguished themselves as scholars. Current faculty committee members are Rob Besky, Rob Gilbert, Nathan Everhart, Josh Alford, Beth Crandall, Jed Hawk, Henry Steele, and Kat Baker. FBS seniors who were elected into the Cum Laude Society last year as juniors are Emma Garman, Leyland Jung, Elisa Blue, Linda Pan, Ben Pranto, and Mia Sanchez. Would you please come up and join Ms. Steele at the front of here in front of this? We will now induct 12 students, 6 seniors and 6 juniors, into the Cum Laude Society. As I call each candidate's name, Ms. Steele, please join Ms. Steele at the front, and please hold your applause until the last name has been read. From the class of 2022, Sophia Algani, Quinn Lander, Abby Lynn, Maya Lee, Anne Wayne, Justin Lee. From the class of 2023, Lily Farley, Natalie Cassie, Miles Langford, Gus Reed, Tony Tang, and Leo Young. You're part of the society. I'll do the 10th. It looks to be fun. Imagine in front, right? The distinguished record you have made at Fountain Valley School has earned you membership with a lot of society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society, by the authority of the society duly granted, we now present to you these certificates of membership, booklets of welcome, and Cum Laude Society pins. Congratulations.
Congratulations and well done to all of you. You know, there's great irony in the fact that I am in this role, bestowing these citations and awards. I've never won anything in my life, ever. And I'm a great example of you don't want to peak in high school. You want a nice, steady, public trajectory through life. I was having this moment of being reminded of that. It just shows I'm incredibly proud of all of you. I respect the heck out of you for these amazing achievements. I know you did this great job. Up next, we present the athletic events. The riding records is given to the student who has shown the most all-around development within the program. The recipient, chosen by the riding director, must show interest, enthusiasm, and skill development. This rider has demonstrated a high level of horsemanship, drive, and commitment throughout her 4 years in the FBS riding program. She is a 4-year rider in IUA, has served as a team co-captain, and is also the 2021-22 horseman. She has devoted herself as a student of the sport, and we can think of no better candidate to win this award. The 2022 Riding Directors Award goes to Eliana Moore. The top horseman is presented only when a senior's career at Fountain Valley demonstrates the desire to be a lifelong student of horsemanship and the willingness to fully utilize every possible opportunity to advance their understanding and knowledge of the equine ability. This year's recipient came to Fountain Valley with riding experience and has been a 4-year rider in the FBS program. She has spent countless hours helping with the IEA team and will continue to ride on through college. The 2022 Top Horseman Award goes to Campbell Brown. The Anderson Outdoor Award recognizes the outdoor education student who displays humility, compassion for teammates, physical and emotional tenacity, and most importantly, an appreciation of the wonder present in the outdoor world. This award honors a student who embodies these characteristics and demonstrates an uncommon appreciation for the natural world. This year's recipient has demonstrated exemplary leadership and growth over the course of her 3 years in outdoor education. She joined the program with little experience in camping, backpacking, hiking, and climbing outside, but she quickly learned the value of developing and nurturing strong relationships with her teammates. Please join me in recognizing Han Nguyen as the recipient. The Varsity Awards are given annually to the Fountain Valley School male and female students who, in the judgment of coaches, have shown outstanding accomplishment in all-around athletic performance. This year's female Varsity Award recipient is one of the most dominant and successful athletes in recent FBS memory. She is one of those players who every opposing player and coach had to prepare and account during a match. Athletically gifted, she is one who can rally her teammates when needed and elevate the level of play of those around her. Her positive attitude and undeniable athleticism will serve her well next year when she continues her athletic career at Williams College. It is with great pleasure that the coaching staff and athletic department of Fountain Valley School present this year's Female Varsity Award to Annalise Freeman. The male Varsity Award recipient was a member of both the mountain biking and climbing programs during his career at FBS, but achieved his most notable successes on the soccer team. In his junior year, he was an all-conference player and tallied 9 goals and 1 assist in the COVID-shortened season of just 7 games. This year, a full 18-game season, he was an offensive force for the Danes as he accounted for 11 goals and 2 assists in their league honorable mention. In recognition of his determination, drive, and talents, the coaching staff and the athletic department of Fountain Valley School are proud to present this year's Male Varsity Award to Theo Lawson. Unfortunately, Theo's not here with us tonight in person. He's resting in the Carpenter Health Center. Hopefully, we'll see him tomorrow. The Don Cardock Coaches Award is given by the varsity to a coach who exemplifies unwavering optimism and dedication to teaching, guiding, supporting, and encouraging athletes. Like Coach Cardock, this individual is deeply and unequivocally dedicated to supporting and challenging her players and to teaching the fundamentals of the game. Over many years on the sidelines, both as a head coach and as an assistant, she has exemplified what it means to be a teacher coach, conveying her love of the game along with the essential skills for success. When other duties required her to move from head coach to assistant, she continued to serve and its athletes with distinction. And this year helped lead her team to its most successful season in decades. On behalf of the Fountain Valley Athletic Department and varsity, I'm honored to present this year's Don Cardock Coaches Award to Miss Deb Randall. How long today we get to set rules? Safe to say, she doesn't like being set in picture. That's also tonight and tomorrow, proud parent or graduate.
Yeah, Benny
Now this is this. The Fisher-Howell Leadership Award recognizes outstanding, innovative student leadership and honors the school's great friend and late life trustee, Fisher-Howell, who served the school for decades. He always thinks of that when I joke up. And he lived to 1 week shy of his 101st birthday. His active life and dedication to others was one of committed and engaged service. Fisher Howe's memory lives on, and he is remembered and missed deeply by all those who knew him. This year's recipients have worked diligently throughout their time in FBS, with dogged determination advocating for their peers. They have served as members of our community council and residential life programs, in addition to other leadership roles, some of which were formal appointments, and others that they took on themselves, because that is just who they are, remembering that a leader doesn't need a title to be a leader. These two individuals have consistently stepped up to answer the call of their leaders, serving as community council secretary and Gannett House's residential assistant this past year. Throughout the year, these two leaders led students through courageous conversations, organized community-free basketball tournaments on weekends, presented engaging seminars during Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebrations and on Youth Day, organizing school dances like the first spring formal we've had in 3 years, which is awesome, and were the school's greatest cheerleaders on the sidelines and in the theater. They helped lead all of us to the challenges of COVID and have helped bring our community closer together to make sure everyone had a great FBS experience, including adults. Sophia Algambi and Mason Burdett, for your consistent work and support of the students of Falcon Valley School, it is my pleasure to award each of you the 2022 Fisher Howe Leadership Award. The Samuel Colgate Memorial Award is our final award of the year. It's given at the discretion of the head of school to honor excellence in sportsmanship, loyalty, and character, and was established in memory of Samuel Colgate, class of 1931, who died shortly after graduating from Falcon Valley School. The recipient of the Colgate Award models the traits that Francis Colgate so admired in Samuel Colgate: strong, courageous, faithful to duty, and a friend to all who knew him. This year's recipient is a thoughtful, compassionate, and engaged leader who always goes about fulfilling his responsibilities diligently and at the highest level. A quiet, steady force, this individual doesn't require attention or management. He just goes about his business and gets the job done. During his time at FBS, he has served as an exemplary RA in the dormitory, as a leader in the classroom who is active and inquisitive nature, and as a steady, contributing presence in athletics. As someone with a big heart and a astute observer, he is able to easily identify the needs of others, and is quick to offer support. He is trustworthy, reliable, and responsible, and he stands up for what is right. And as one whose actions always come out of his words, he is the epitome of one who, just as Sam Colgate was, is strong, courageous, faithful to duty, and a friend to all who know him. For his embodiment of these values, I'm pleased to present this year's Samuel Colgate Memorial Award to Quinn Mann. We've reached the conclusion of this afternoon's ceremony. I want to thank you all again for being here today. I'd also like to ask you to please join me one more time in congratulating the class of 2022. Tomorrow we'll gather on the 10th commencement 10 a.m. to continue the festivities. I'm going to have a conversation tonight with Mother Nature, and we're going to make sure, hopefully, that we'll be good to go there. A few housekeeping details about tonight and tomorrow. And then we'll talk a little bit about next year, too. Seniors. Sarah, Maggie, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning for breakfast at Howard's at 8:30 a.m. sharp. Please be punctual. We have a wonderful spread of food planned for you. Diesel will be there in full effect, so bring your appetite and arrive fully dressed in the commencement attire. When you're there, you'll also get your souvenirs and we'll cover any last minute details. Boarding students, if you depart campus this evening, please plan accordingly so that you're back in your residence halls by 10 p.m. Here on campus, dinner will be served at the dining hall for students, faculty, and members of the FBS campus community. With regard to campus departures tomorrow, please be sure that you attend to all packing and other checkout procedures in a timely manner. Students may not return to campus once they have left tomorrow, and all students must depart no later than 5 p.m. so that we may close the campus and allow our employees to exit with their duties. That means if you're planning to going to lunch after commencement, please make sure that you're packed and ready to go before commencement so that you do not need to return to the campus. It's important to know that programs like Baccalaureate and commencement are carried out only with the support and involvement of so many people. Tonight, more than ever. What a true team effort. It was John Wooden who said, the true strength and success of the team is reflected in those who come together and don't care who gets some credit. That's what it's all about. You saw that tonight, how this, all of you, rather beautiful. So thank you all who helped do this. And in particular, please join me in thanking Mrs. Amanda Dietrich, who coordinates all of this and more as it relates to commencement, and make sure all of those prizes got down here, we were ready to go when it happened. So Mrs. Dietrich. So normally the faculty would do the recess. We're not going to do that tonight. I want to make sure that we are very, careful when we're exiting the bleachers in particular. Seniors, the last thing we need is to have any new decorations on your body when you walk up for your diploma tomorrow. So we'll take our time, watch our steps, okay? And so what we'll do to start when we finish, we'll have seniors to stand up and head out that way, please, first. Right? And then we'll have the second row, the third row. Let's get all the students out of here and head out into the concourse. If you're going to wait for family, please stand off to the side and wait for family, okay? And then once we get all the students out of here, the families, let's do the same thing. Let's go front row, second row, third row. Let's just take our time. If any family members would like a hand, the faculty will come forth and help anyone down the bleachers, and we'll head out to the concourse, okay? Does that sound good? Yeah? That's kind of working. So, but as with everything tonight, please make good decisions. All of you. Honor and enjoy each other's company on this, the last night of the school year. Know that we are very, very excited to celebrate with all of you tomorrow. Have a great evening with class of 2022. I look forward to seeing you in particular for the culminating celebration of your Fountain Valley School career. Well done.